I think you're right. There is an American obsession with optimism and success, which is an illusion. It's brainwashing. You are told anybody can be president. Anybody can be the head of a corporation. Just do your work in the factory now, and someday you'll be running the factory. That's not true. Americans just believe it. Some Americans, not all of us. So I'm really just trying to write about the mix of success and failure that is common to many people everywhere in any country. Though I probably am sort of identifiably American as a writer, in that none of my books ends with despair. Not all the characters survive. Not everyone gets what they want. Not everyone wants what they thought they wanted once they get it. It's another surprise about success. It doesn't really matter. We think it will. It doesn't really. Well, I suspect that some of us are more hoping that there's some power. God would be disappointing. I'll be so upset if it's some like big white guy with a beard. Fuck, really? But you know, I wonder sometimes if more of us are not looking for, I'll say it, salvation, because by the way, the oceans are going to rise and flood the cities. By the way, in the winter it's going to be you can't go out, you won't be able to go to the house, or in the summer. When the weather gets funny, I have a friend who says, I hope this isn't the beginning of no more going outside. I mean, this may not be true, but it's hard not to at least suspect that we live at the end of the world. That the world is so polluted, is so depleted, that if we survive, our children may not. Why wouldn't you start thinking more about hope? You so risk sentimentality. A young woman with terminal cancer. So I tried to be as unsentimental as possible. I know a little bit about this. People who are very ill can be very difficult. It's not all love. It's not all, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's difficult. And as you say, she is almost entering another world as she's starting to die. She's becoming a ghost. And then she comes back, and it turns out being healthy isn't quite as simple or great as she thought it would be. And then she's gone again. And I don't think this is giving too much away. No death scene. No last words. We go right. She's here. Page break. She's gone. I think a novel is a funny sort of hybrid, because on one hand, it's a reflection of life, but it's also a stylized version of life. It's not actual life. It's life with more pattern, it's life with sometimes with more magic. So it is sort of the child of reality and fantasy. They have a child, and the child is both. Life is, well, you know, it's not as if life isn't a fantasy, but there is something real. There is something real about this plastic, crappy little coffee cup. They should get better cups, by the way. And a cup I describe to you. It's not this cup. It's a cup I try to make you believe in. And, you know, yes, life is a fantasy, but it's also full of plastic cups. And in a novel, it's all fantasy. I have to invent the plastic cup for you.